Portalites, welcome back to the Cosmic Portal 2.0. As usual, here I am, Ethos. And I would say that I'm really all alone, but I got Windhammer with me, and it's just us two today in the studio.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Special Agent Bishop can't make it.
Again.
The Hatter is MIA, and good old Foss, well, he got trapped in one of those Tartarus machines, and he's spinning out there. So I'm trying to re-pull him back into the fold. But no, seriously, we know you're at work, brother. So carry on, make that money. But the rest of you agents, Ethos might have to put a now hiring sign up. I don't know what's going on here. I got no texts, no calls. Come on, guys. Nonetheless, we have a show to do. We're going to carry on like we normally do. So, Windhammer, what do you have in the news today?
Well, the first one we have to talk about is a Teen Titans pilot is being shopped to TNT.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, it's basically Dick Grayson coming out of Batman's shadow, turning into Nightwing, and then leading the Young Justice, basically.
Well, that's what happened. That's what happened in the comic.
Yeah.
Him and Speedy gave it up because he said Robin always belonged with Batman.
Yeah.
So he became Nightwing, which would, oh man, that'd be awesome.
So they're gonna do it right.
Okay.
So and then it's already they already have a writer, a producer, which is his name is Akiva Goldsman, or her name, I have no idea. But apparently she writes Fringe, and she wrote I Am Legend.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, both are good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, man. Young Justice, that animated series was amazing. I love that animated series. And if they're doing it, I mean, apparently from what they say, it's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson just gets fed up with Batman's way of doing things, and he goes and does his own thing. So that's good. That's a good thing.
I mean, being a Batman fan, I love my Batman with his Robin. I mean, that's, for me, growing up, Adam West, Burt Ward, and then, of course, Tim Drake now. He's my, oh, you won't believe this.
What happened?
Hatter is here. Okay, so, Ethos will eat his words. The Hatter is here. Wow, I feel really stupid. I was just bad-mouthing some agents, and in walks one. Okay. Wow. Cannot believe this. Right here, live.
We pulled him out of the rabbit hole.
The Hatter has made it. So, now, the triangle is complete.
The Trinity's back, baby.
So, anyway, we were just talking about the new series that might be coming out. Teen Titans series. So many other little things that we were hoping that it's going to come out great, come out right, and
we hope.
Well, that's all we can do.
We've hoped with other things.
On with the news.
Important, something you loved.
Oh,
the
God.
Batmobile finally revealed.
Yes, that's my.
Or as I called it, the Tumblr 2.0.
It's got to be better than. It can't be better than Tumblr.
Now, wait a minute.
It looks crazy.
Did you hear? Somebody said it was stolen.
In Detroit. That's what everybody's saying.
Don't you know you don't leave anything in Detroit unattended?
Oh my God.
These people don't know what they're dealing with, I guess.
The city is disappearing as we talk.
It
I
is.
know, man.
Gosh. I heard some between Burton and the Tumblr,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen a picture of it.
Oh, it is sweet. It is sweet. A little mini tank, man. That bad
It
boy.
looks insane.
But dude, the Tumblr was, I mean, everyone, okay, when everyone saw the Tumblr, originally they're like, oh, this is not the Batmobile.
Yeah.
And now it's like the baddest thing out there.
Tumblr is, when it did its own, oh God.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's like a
It's
tank.
like seeing a beautiful girl, like, oh.
Yeah, it looks insane.
It's insane.
Man.
Okay, for my first impression, it's a little busy.
Yeah.
It is.
I'll be honest with you.
It
Well,
is.
that's everything popped all out.
Right.
You know.
And the hatches, is that how you call it? How you
Yeah,
call
it splits. The cockpit.
It doesn't open forward or anything. It splits like that. It
Yeah.
almost looks like a transformer, man.
Interesting. Yeah, that's what it does remind me of a Transformer. Yeah, Devastator.
It's just beautiful.
The one thing I don't get is the guns, man.
Right.
Batman don't shoot, man. Come on, people. He don't shoot a gun, but he gonna shoot a cannon.
Well, he did have on the
I know, but-
Batlight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know Tim Burton won.
Tim Burton did, yes.
Well, Burton, he was shooting everybody up.
I don't
Bombs
shoot
coming out the
guns.
Batwing.
I don't shoot guns, but on cars it's
I
allowed.
mean, well,
See,
look at
but he would have been the perfect weapon for like Iran, Iraq. You know, he could kill anything around you, not hurt anybody.
Tim Burton's Batman. Yeah, he did.
I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, even on DC's Justice League Unlimited,
Mm-hmm.
Batman. I mean, you know, he all of a sudden you see missiles come off the Batwing, and I'm just like, ooh, you know, okay.
Pretty impressive.
Yes.
It
I
looks
want to see it in
impressive.
action before I make my final version.
Yeah.
Okay. I totally agree with that.
I don't think you're gonna see it jumping through rooftops like the Tumbler, but
Oh man,
that still looks
that
ridiculous.
car,
Yeah,
the tumbler was just, it did all its own stunts and
Yes.
just kept coming back for more. Didn't break
Yes.
down, didn't do
For
anything.
the first time I actually could go the speed, it was one.
Yeah.
It was
It was sad when it says goodbye.
No!
Okay, sorry. Regress.
So right now, as we speak, Wizard World Richmond is going on.
I know.
Dun, 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 dun.
All I'm saying is this:
And you're here.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yes. Not Comic-Con, but Tidewater Comic-Con.
Yeah.
18th of
October.
October. We are going, are we?
I'm going.
Can you make it?
I'm gonna make my best effort.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
all I can
going.
ask. That's all I can ask. I'm just tired of missing conventions. You know, Reign of Fire
Yes.
is in February.
Yeah.
That's our home court. We gotta be there. We gotta make some noise there.
This year we're gonna be going to a few of them. I know we're gonna go to the Roanoke. Well, I mean, I'm going to the Roanoke one,
For
the Doctor Who one,
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who convention.
Foss said he would drive us
Yeah.
to the con.
Boss is
I
definitely
don't think
going.
I don't think we got a problem there. He
Yeah.
was like, Doctor Who? Let's go.
And I'm also going to the VA Comic Con, which is also in Richmond, but
Who's
that's in November 22nd and 23rd.
This year or next
Yeah,
year?
this year.
I'm gonna say this year.
Yeah, this year. I'm definitely going to that one.
Ah.
So we'll be around, people. Look for us.
Got to.
We're gonna have brand new hats that we just got made.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
all I'm wearing.
And that's all I'm gonna be wearing.
Dangling out with our cosmic portals. Oh, stop.
Alright, so in other news, director James Gunn, the Guardians of the Galaxy director,
Yes.
he said there's gonna be a scene in the Blu-ray, a deleted scene, which is basically a musical number.
Oh God.
I'm like, yeah, that's good that you cut that from the film, dude. Please.
Disney has this way of singing through a film. I just, oh gosh.
Grey's Anatomy's had one. I mean, I think Grey's Anatomy had one.
Buffy's had one.
No.
Even Batman Brave and the Bold had one.
Oh my God, yeah,
And
they
they,
did.
Psych has had one.
Mayhem of the Music Meister.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said they're gonna put it in the Blu-ray deleted scene. So I'm good. I'm cool with that. I
As
mean,
long as it's deleted scenes.
yeah, exactly. If it's on the deleted scene, I'm cool. And the last news I'm gonna talk about is our event yesterday, the Comics for Christmas thing.
Yes.
How'd it go?
It went awesome, dude. It was amazing. It was just me and my wife and my brother. We went there and we were a little worried because, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. We never know what to expect because these kids, some of them are really, really extremely sick, so they can barely do anything. So we got there. They basically gave us the rundown. Well, this is what you can do. This is, how to approach them. And we're like, okay. We got there. There were like 3 kids, I guess. So I'm like, I hope there's more kids. And then all of a sudden, they kept bringing them down and bringing them down. It ended up being like 15 kids or something like that.
Awesome.
Like I said, we didn't even know how to approach them and stuff. My wife is, very neat at that. Started talking with the kids, and then 10 minutes later, we were up and going, man. We were like, all right, well, what characters do you like? What do you want to do? Some of them wanted me to do drawings for them, sketches and stuff. My brother was playing video games with the other kids. Man, it was awesome, dude.
All right.
It was awesome, man. They already invited us to come back. They already said, man, y'all, whenever y'all want to come back, the kids love you. The parents were
Yeah,
crazy
once
with
you
you.
get it, once you.
Yeah,
That's cool.
their parents love you guys, so whenever y'all want to come back, just say the word and you're in. So it was a success, I guess.
Very cool.
That's all that matters.
That was that's really good. I mean, that's what you were talking about, giving back,
Exactly.
getting our next generation back into our fandom and
Yeah.
in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
The only news that I have, unsurprisingly, is that the Daredevil will be a morally gray
Oh boy.
Netflix show. Yeah, that kind of lets you know exactly where they're headed with this thing.
Oh man.
A morally gray show.
Isn't Daredevil like? He's a lawyer because he wants to do
He wants
things
to-
right.
Right, he was doing lots of pro bono or for cheap. 'Cause
Yeah.
people couldn't pay him, so he was trying to help the poor.
So now you got this morally gray storyline type thing going on with Daredevil. Yeah. The only other news that I have is there's another Star Trek strategy game coming out
Oh wow.
versus the online game, in which the online game went to the Delta Quadrant, and I know everybody's all excited and but that's a expansion package you got to pay for. It's not like DC where they throw out a little, here's this part of like say Sinestrial's thing, power rings and all this other stuff. No, this is a whole new take on it, and of course you get the Talaxians and the Delta Flyer. Of course you already had that, but this is all about the Delta Quadrant. Still not that impressed, but I mean, and I'm a Trek fan, okay? We all know this.
Oh, he is.
And I'm just, they kind of seem like they're not really doing too much with my Klingons, which is what I'm a little disturbed about. But this other game is a strategy-based game, sort of like Armada and all the rest that came out with it, which Armada I love because, you got to build your fortress up, you got to build your planet, or take your dilithium to build up your fleet and then just start attacking people.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that goes later on in the year.
It sounds like an old game we used to play.
Yeah, a couple of them,
Command
right?
and Conquer.
So, but this one's got to have so many different little things. They're changing the costumes again, Another thing that they were talking about that I saw, that they're trying to get ready for the Marvel Civil War. They're kind of amping towards that. Iron Man versus Captain America, and unfortunately, I am an Iron Man fan, so I will be on the side of Tony Stark.
So you're gonna be on the wrong side then.
Well, yeah. And if you've ever heard or read Civil War, yeah. I don't like Iron Man's side, but I'm an Iron Man fan, so I'm like
you're conflicted.
Yeah, I'm trying to root for my team.
So you're like a Redskin fan.
Yeah, I'm trying to root.
Nothing else said, but
yeah, I'm trying to root for my Marvel team. But
I'm just praying to Odin that they put that scene in where Thor grabs Iron Man and he basically destroys him.
Yeah.
And he's like, now I'll show you the difference between a man in a metal suit and a god of thunder. Tell your leaders to not bother me again, or I'll give a message so loud that even the dead are gonna hear. And he's like, and he goes to the White House and said, "Don't mess with that dude. Just leave him alone. Make a new law."
So it's gonna be interesting if they do it on the Cosmic Portal on Voice Radio. Once that's really announced, I think we'll go ahead and try to kick that. If it does not conflict with our Star Wars program. Because let me tell you now, as long as Star Wars is banging out whatever it's banging out, we're going to be right along with the ride, giving you all the latest news we can, giving you all the little nuances. We're still playing episode 4.
Yep.
Which will air basically tomorrow, since our podcast is brought out every Friday. So tomorrow, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again Sunday, 11:30 a.m. You can listen to Star Wars, the audio drama. It's got Mark Hamill in it. I believe he's the only one who returned for that one in the radio.
I want to think Anthony Daniels was in that.
I think so.
That's about it.
Those two stars are still in it. I mean, it's got full dramatic cast, full sound effects. If you want to get a good, in-depth look at Star Wars without reading the book, this is it.
Very well done.
It's just awesome. So, stay tuned for that. And that is all the news I really have, other than DC with its comics of gimmicks, as Windhammer would say. Gimmicks. 3D gimmicks.
Oh boy.
Ethos did purchase a few of these gimmicks. Only because they said the words Batman on the cover.
Good lord.
Well, you know I'm a Batman fan, man. I love having my read. So
it's crazy. It's crazy that I'm only buying it now from DC, the Infinity Man, the Forever People. It's really, really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a Kirby, like Jack Kirby wrote. Man, it's really, really good.
Okay.
The artwork is very reminiscent of Kirby too. And I love Batman, but I don't know. I'm not.
He doesn't like the storylines. The direction they're taking him just.
No, the only Batman book that I was liking was Eternal, and I know. I'm not gonna buy it for $18 a month. Heck no.
I'm still there. I'm still hanging in, and that's only because I'm really like 5 issues behind, and I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe Windhammer was right. I don't know what's going on here. So, Batman fans, you know what you can hang with, you know what you can't hang with.
Yep.
Pretty soon, I'm going to be at that decision that Windhammer made, and, is this going to be worth my $18? I don't know.
And the thing is, there's so many awesome books, like old books that I want to read. That it's not even a choice. Right now, I just bought like the first 4 volumes of classic Transformer books.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I bought all those. I bought all the like 3 volumes of Transformers from IDW, Hail Megatron. Oh man.
Oh wow.
That's some good stuff right there, dude. I'm actually reading to my son the first classic from I think it was the 80s.
Yeah.
The classic Transformers, the first volume, and he's loving it. So
yeah.
That's all that matters, man. I mean, there's plenty of comic books to buy. You don't have to stick to the new trends. You can just buy whatever you like. You know what I'm saying?
Keep your fandom alive.
Yeah.
And speaking of fandom, what I really wanted to talk to all you Portalites today were your fan-based groups that are out there. Some of them are great. Some of them not so great. What I wanted to talk about really was those specific groups, the ones that we frequent, or the ones that we have been a part of, or the ones that we know of. And I'm going to start this one off with the Hatter, because the Hatter was in a group that I went to go with Bishop. We went in and we talked to the dude, and immediately they wanted me to be Lando Calrissian.
Okay.
And no, man, that's not. No, Han Solo. Okay.
But you can't be Han Solo.
I want to be Han Solo.
No, you must be Lando.
I do not want to be Lando.
You are Lando.
Lando to me is like, ew, no. I can say that, and if you listen to the last episode, you know why. No, Lando. No. Why don't you go ahead and take us through your Star Wars fandoms and your clubs that you either like, dislike?
Well, I mean, off the top of it, you have the 501st, which is it's a great organization. It's actually licensed by Lucas, and they do a lot with Lucas. They've done parades with them. They do a lot of stuff at Disney when they do the Star Wars weekends. Yeah. Costumes have to be canon. They have a whole list on what that means on their website, all the way down to weapons.
They don't play around.
No, sir. Matter of fact, they were at Geeks Comedy Night, and we have a friend of the show. His name is Derek Williams, and he does the Geek of Comedy at the
Funny Bone Comedy Club.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we were there for the first time, we were there, and we're all in our Star Trek shirts, yeah, right? In walks Darth Vader, stormtroopers, bounty hunters, speeder scout bikers.
Yeah.
Oh man, and Foss turns to me and he's just like, I'm kind of embarrassed to wear this shirt. I looked at him and I'm like, don't be embarrassed. That's just fuel to get you a real uniform.
Yeah.
So you can look a little bit legit.
Yeah.
But even the guys that were there in their Star Trek uniforms,
no.
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 To me, the only I guess the only group in the Star Trek universe that comes close is the Klingons.
No, the Klingons, yes, definitely.
They have it together.
Do they?
The reason I say it is because the 501st, you submit your pictures, your bio to them before you join.
Yeah.
You basically critique your outfit, and if they don't like it or something's wrong, you have to change it before you can join. So they are actually up on their game. They do things very, very well. Yeah. Very well organized. They do a lot for charity as well. The other one is the Rebel Legion.
I've heard of that too.
They're pretty much the same way. Canon must be up on your game. So, I mean, if the dark side, light side, whatever you want, you have a group. But then, of course, you have groups out there. I know there are 2 in this area, or there were at least 2 in this area. They do costumes, they do other things too, but it depends on personality, I'll put it that way. Which group you want to be with. Although I know the group that originally was here, they did excommunicate a member that was causing a lot of havoc. So basically he's out. So I don't know, I have not been back since then. Not just because of that, but just time-wise and family and stuff. But look in your area. There are a lot of groups that are sanctioned by Lucas, or LucasArts, or Lucasfilms, whatever you want to call it, that are in your area. Just go to Rebel Legion or the 501st website and check them out.
And by the way, the Hatter has a Tusken Raider
outfit. Yeah,
I was part of the 501st.
And he told me about it, and I was like, yeah, I would like to see it. When I saw the mask, my brain broke. Literally. Like, I was like, oh my gracious,
Get
man.
this. We go see the movie, and he's telling us, come on up there, guys, come on up there, give me some support, da-da-da-da. So, of course, we're going to support the Hatter. We get up there, and there's this Tusken Raider running around. And we're all like, where's Phil? No, that's Phil. I'm like, where? Over there. I'm like, the Raider? He's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, that's not. No. I'm thinking he's going to be some dark Jedi or, Sith Lord, whatever. Tusken Raider.
Man, oh, man.
I mean, I did not even, this is not store-bought, costume that came from China somewhere. This is something that he put together himself.
It looks insane.
And it's awesome. It is awesome.
And that's about 5 hours. You can't buy store-bought. It's basically handmade. Same with the Legion.
So you have to hand make your costume.
Yes.
And it has to be canon.
Has to be canon.
That's crazy.
Man.
No, and some of these people, they when the Star Wars show was traveling, they had the costumes out. I know people of the 501st and American Legion were up there with cameras taking detailed pictures of the costumes that were on display. So when they went back, they could have these for reference material.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
See, now that was one of the things that I wanted to do. I wanted us, because, obviously, to be honest with you, there's we're a 5-member team here. We're, the Heralds, we're 5 members, and only 2 of us truly are Star Trek fans. So I was like, okay, but all of us are Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
At one particular degree or another.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's start a Star Wars group up. But after a couple of episodes, I discovered that we're all kind of like teetering on who's the dark side, who's the light side. But that's something that we could look into. If anybody expresses who would like to see or start a group up, hit us up on our Facebook site. Maybe we can get something started. I got a couple friends that are dying for us to start that Star Wars.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They've already inboxed me. They're down. When are you guys doing this? What can I be? Da-da-da-da-da. So, if anything, we might have to start maybe our own little fandom thing.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And then that way everybody can just be, if you want to be a brown coat from Serenity, you can be a brown coat from Serenity. If you wanted to be a Jedi, you can be a Jedi. If you wanted to be a Klingon, you can be a Klingon.
That's what I'm saying. Not be sanctioned by any one group.
Because here at the Cosmic Portal, we're all about everything.
Let's just be geeks. Let's just be geeks together.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the main thing. That's the main thing. And stop all this sexy cosplay.
Well, you can be sexy without being slutty.
That's
right. Yes.
Okay.
I was just looking at. It's funny you say that. I was just looking at this picture from. I think her name is Jessica Nigri. She's one of the top cosplayers in the world, and man, it was awesome because she's sexy, a beautiful woman, but she did this cosplay. I can't remember exactly which character it was, but it was like a female version, and it was exactly what I was saying. Classy.
Yeah.
All covered up. And still look gorgeous and still look sexy. And I'm like, Yes, this is what we're saying. It's not. She could have easily put a bathing suit on, with the armor on top, and it would have been all right. Well, this is what every girl does, like a sexy outfit, whatever. No. She went full costume, just female version,
really,
and it looked amazing. I was like, man, come on, why can't these girls do this?
Now, man? The reason why I'm all about what we're going on, we're going to go back to you because whenever you have comics and cosplay for this fandom group thing, but I saw a Klingon cosplayer, and she had her armor.
Yeah.
You know, normally with women when they do the Klingon thing, they try to pop out their breasts. Or whatever. But this was nicely cut. Her headpiece was nicely done on her face. I mean, she looked really well.
Yeah.
And when I was sitting there looking at her, I was like, "Whoa, okay." I was like, "Wow, I need to take that." And even my wife had commented. She's like, "Man, that's done really well," And then she had asked me, "I guess you gave up on your Klingon cosplay, huh?" And I was, that kind of hurt, because for a while there, I was all up, I had my, I talked to a couple people. I joined CAG.
What is CAG?
CAG is the
tell the people listening.
CAG is your Klingon assault group. But it's a mixture of cosplay and fandom, and it doesn't cost anything to join CAG, but you do need to have some type of costume, Klingon costume.
Yeah.
They don't care if it's store made. They don't care if it's homemade, as long as it's Klingon.
Okay.
The group for CAG, oh my gosh, every day I'm on Facebook, somebody from CAG is there. When I start talking to these members, I've made a couple of friends from CAG, and we still stay in contact to this day. When you want to get a chapter started, because I am the captain of my own bird of prey, and unfortunately, I have a few of my Trek friends there, and getting them into shape is kind of hard to do anything. And when I started talking to them, I was like, I got my morale kind of low. Okay, this is what you're going to have to try to do, and just remember two things. This is about their fandom. This is how they, we help celebrate our fandom. You got to get your people motivated. If they don't get motivated, it's like a swing. One day they will be, a movie or something will come out, and boom, then they're all ignited to go back out and play Klingon for a while. But they're there.
Yeah.
That was the thing that made that bearable for me, because I was with Starfleet International. I was with them for like 3 or 4 years, and then I joined, well, not recently, 4 years ago, I joined the IFT, International Federation of Trekkers.
Okay.
And I am Fleet Captain Ethos, but that's not the name that I use. But I'm a Fleet Captain. I ranked Fleet Captain there. I had my own chapter, USS Victory, but then we changed over to a space station.
Okay.
So now I'm like Cisco on a space station. And it was great while everything lasted. Of course, the Star Trek movies came out. I enlisted everybody, and we were all going in, and everything was great. Once the movies left, so did the crew.
Okay. They disappeared.
You know what I mean? Now, that's the funny thing that, we as fans go through, right?
They're defectors.
Right. But here's the thing. It is more easier to get Star Wars fans than it is to get Star Trek fans, because with Star Trek, everybody assumes you need to know the technical babble of the show. You need to understand all this. With Star Wars, you have guns, ships, and princesses need to be saved with swords.
Well, not only that, though, but Star Wars has, basically for the last 20 some odd years, if there's a few years there's a lull, it's in your face. It's everywhere. Everything.
That's right. You know what I always thought about, from what I see from people and my personal experience, Star Wars to me became more than a movie. It became part of our culture.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Star Trek.
Yeah, but even more than Star Trek. Right. And this is the crazy part. To like Star Wars and Star Trek, you have to be a geek. At a certain extent, you're like, yeah, well, I know they're in space. I know they're shooting pew pew at each other, and so you have to like that kind of geeky stuff.
Yeah.
But for some reason, if you like Star Trek, you're considered like a geek, And if you consider, if you like Star Wars, you're like the cool geek.
Well, see,
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
It's definitely that because, like I said, I can remember when being a Star Trek fan was not cool at all.
At all, yeah.
Okay, and there I was. I got my first costume, I think, when I was 16, 17. My first captain's tunic, and I went to a convention and I saw all these other guys with tunics, and it was great. You know, and then of course they went to the Monster Maroon, so then I went and got a suit out, and that was great. And you know, but it was still easier, and even Star Wars had already died out. You know, because the last time come see Star Wars in the theaters, and you know, it was gone.
Yeah,
Star Trek was still going on. Matter of fact, we went to a couple movies together, me and Hatter and the rest of the guys, and saw most of the Star Wars on the big screen. Next Generation stuff. I've never been impressed with the Next Generation. Sorry, I just haven't. I mean, I watched it.
They were 2-hour made for TV, TV shows made for
right.
movies.
So I'm waiting for this big lull, and then all of a sudden, there's this big wave of fans now, who are Star Trek fans who come in, but they've never seen any of the original shows, or they didn't like them, and they love the JJ universe.
Thank you, JJ.
Which is cool. Which is cool.
I'm one of them.
But it's not Star Trek, and then everybody's like, well, you know, Star Trek was just too boring. I understand that you couldn't follow it. I do. Because like you said, it takes a certain mentality to have to sit there and try to understand what's going on. That was my problem with Next Generation. Too much talking.
And that's my whole problem. That was my whole problem with
Way
Star Trek.
too much talking.
Always.
I want to see Captain Kirk on a planet's surface kicking some butt. I can't stand this. Don't talk me to death, Picard. Just don't do it.
I'll go even further. To this day, I've never seen any U.S. Enterprise or any kind of ship in a battle. Star Trek.
Why?
Because every time I put on a TV show or a movie, they're talking.
It's flying from planet to planet.
I swear, man, I'm telling you, and that's why. And to this day, I haven't seen it. And
until the JJ universe.
Until the JJ universe. The JJ universe, when the first movie came out, I came in with no expectations whatsoever. I came in like, all right,
need to.
I'm gonna go in and see it just to see if I can get over this. I hate Star Trek. Well, I never hated it, but I was like, Star Wars is my thing.
Yeah.
Man, when I saw this movie, dude, I mean, it's action. It's action from the moment it starts.
But the only thing is it lacks in certain continuity with what was going on before.
Yeah, but for me, that I had no baggage.
Right.
I came in, a clean slate. And I was like, man, this is amazing.
We were all in the theaters, and we loved it because it got to start over Trek. You can do anything. Now, you can take anything and do anything. And JJ proved that. The only thing he didn't prove was certain realities that was based in Star Trek, he threw away, which he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just shouldn't have threw away the whole communicator thing, talking from here to Kronos. But anyway, it was like seeing, for me, and I kept telling everybody, it's not Star Trek. This is not what, I'm expecting. I'm glad it's on here.
Yeah.
Because now we can do something else, and that's why when I was so excited that Robert Orsi wants to take over and bring it back to a Trek. And I'm like, do it. They don't want to give it to him because he's an untested director.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but you don't have JJ, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna give it to some guy who's gonna change it even more.
Yeah, that's
really.
And I think that would ruin what you.
Yeah, it's already gonna ruin what's gonna happen.
It will have to be somebody that JJ trusts.
Right.
He trusts Robert.
Oh yeah,
he trusts Robert.
Because one thing about people hating on there's a lot of JJ haters out there,
man,
and even on Star Wars. And the way I see it, I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan, and I saw a lot of Star Wars fans hating on JJ. Oh, he's trying to reach too much. He's trying to. He wants to ruin it. I'm like, dude. He just revived the Star Trek universe,
and he wasn't a Star Trek fan.
And he loved Star Wars, and at first he didn't even want to do it,
right? Because
he loved it so much. He was like, man, I don't really want to mess with that because that's like me dealing with Thor.
Well,
I'm like,
I don't know.
Man, I love Thor.
He he really said that he didn't want to mess with it because he was doing Star Trek.
Yeah, and he wanted
CBS
to
screwed him over.
Yeah,
they screwed him.
Yeah,
because he had television. He had all this games. He had everything locked in how he wanted to do it. So he messes him. CBS messes him over, and then there's Disney going, I got George over here. He wants to talk to you about doing Star
Exactly.
Wars. And he's already said he's been a fan.
Yeah, he loves
So
Star
you
Wars.
have nothing to worry about. You guys have nothing to worry about.
No, man, we're set.
Nothing to worry about.
But at the same time, I love those 2 Star Trek movies. That whole scene when Captain Kirk dies. He didn't die, but he sacrifices himself, and you see Spock crying.
Yeah.
That scene, man. It don't matter if you're a Star Trek fan or not. That's some powerful stuff, man.
Okay, then you really need to watch Star Trek 2 and watch Spock die.
Spock dies.
Because I'm telling you, these 2 guys, they've already got the friendship established. That's the only thing you're missing in this series right now.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the best of friends. They've done everything. They've conquered this. They've conquered that. And then he can't touch his best friend to help him. He can't do anything, and he just watches him die. And Kirk is helpless, and he's just sitting there, and he just slides down, slumped over with his dead friend and this man. I'm telling you, Star Trek 2
I need to watch that.
is like the Star Trek film. Star Trek 6, everybody likes 4.
Which one was 4?
The whales. I go Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 6.
Yeah.
Those are those 2.
264.
What broke my brain about that JJ scene was that it's already established that Spock, he can't express his feelings, or he doesn't know how to express the feelings. Like that's why is it Aurora? What's her name?
Uhura.
Uhura. She's upset with him because she thinks that he don't care.
Yeah.
But then you see, even with him suppressing that feeling, he just breaks
Well,
down.
you gotta remember, he just lost his planet. He's dealing with that.
It's like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy was like,
I watched it with my wife, and she was like, "Wow."
Did you remember?
And I was like, "Wow, man!" And she touches
right?
her.
You remember the scene, right, where they're in the ship, and he's telling her about, I'm constantly losing people.
You don't think I care?
Yeah. He's like, you guys really gonna do this now? She's like, just one moment, Captain. I was just like,
Yeah.
that was good. That was a nice classic little scene.
Yeah.
Really good. And of course, I'm still upset that they didn't get a guy to play Khan who looks like Khan to play Khan.
Yeah.
But
Well, man, Cumberbatch, come on,
I'm
man.
sorry.
He did great.
I'm kind of biased towards Khan 2.0. You want Carl?
Yeah. That dude,
okay.
man.
The
Really,
original
Cumberbatch
Khan's
is a good actor.
was it Caesar? What was his name? What was his name?
Oh, you're talking about Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah, good. Great actor. Everything.
Right.
But something about him, this guy. He doesn't have a menacing overtone to him. He's not dressed menacing.
I don't know,
But there's
he
something
comes
about
across-
him.
When he comes around, he goes, "I can save her." The way he said that, he's like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "Oh."
He's like Palpatine.
Exactly right. He comes off as
My favorite scene out of that whole thing was when he was, what are you gonna do? Beat me till you can't lift your arms anymore. You know what I mean? That's a cool villain. When he can just sit there and just be as calm with you as about, you can't even save yourself. How you gonna save me or my people?
Yeah.
Right.
You can't even save yourself.
I'm also biased because for those of you who know, he does play Sherlock.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I've been watching a lot of his older stuff before that,
Right.
and he's a very, very good actor.
Yeah,
Very
he is.
charismatic.
Yeah,
Very,
very
and he
charismatic.
puts his heart and soul. And it kind of reminds me of a Heath Ledger almost, where he basically pours himself into the character.
Yeah.
So I think for the new fans, they got an awesome Khan.
Yeah.
And for the old generation, they have an awesome Khan 2.0.
Yep.
Sorry, but although the original Khan was very good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
both
agree.
of them are great, but
I agree. I just want them to keep up with the style of where it's going
exactly.
now. Okay? I don't want them to go back.
Exactly.
I don't want them to redo anything.
I was just gonna tell
Take
you.
it from right where you're at.
And
Please,
roll with
just
it.
go with it.
Yeah,
And
because you're bringing new blood into
Right.
the
Well,
whole
to me,
universe.
now, me and Had have been talking about this for a while. That's the problem. You've got all these diehard fans from the 60s. It is 2014.
Yeah,
Right.
We're dying out, okay?
And the
if
thing
we
is-
don't have that younger fan base, we're gone.
And
But not only that, but you had how many shows at one time? They look the same. I'm sorry, Enterprise must be like way back in the day, but they look graphics were the same as Next Gen and Voyager.
no, not Enterprise.
Oh, the panels?
No, the panels
I'm
weren't.
not looking at the other one.
Not on Enterprise. You're talking about DS9,
Yes.
Voyager,
Sorry.
and now DS9 you might like, but you have to start from season 4. The first 3 seasons of DS9, I'm telling you now,
Yes.
no.
Blah blah blah.
4 starts the Dominion War.
Yeah,
Klingons started to attack.
Put war on the title, and I'm in.
Remember? Don't you remember? We had that because we had that night at my house.
When that's right.
When it ended, man, we're sitting there just that.
Is that the one with Wormhole? They all came out and everyone, the Klingons.
Yes.
They all came.
Federate everybody. Cardassian.
Okay.
You were talking about war.
Wait.
That's
Kim Kardashian was in there.
No.
It was a great 3 minutes film for the TV show's been on.
No.
How long?
No,
but it was good. No, trust me, it was.
But I'm telling you, man.
For those fans that are like, wow, they're getting away from the original. I can understand why you're upset, but at the same time, you have all this history, all these films that you can watch, all these TV shows that you can watch, all these comic books that you can read, all these books that you can read.
Well, that's what they did.
And you know what I'm saying? And then now you have this. To me, Star Trek right now is bigger than it's ever been.
These two movies are the biggest grossing Star Trek movies ever.
So that tells you right there that you're bringing in new people to see these movies, and you're sparking a new fan base. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we have.
That's what you got. You can't go back to the same because those people that you attracted, they're just gonna leave again because they're like, well, this is not what we just saw. Because you already have the original fans. They're not going anywhere. Even if they don't watch the new movies, they're still gonna. That's
why we have the prime timeline and the alternative timeline, which to me is stupid. If it's on the screen, that's your timeline. If it reboots it or whatever, sorry, this timeline is gone. Stop it. I hate that. I hate when they do. Well, we have two timelines. No, we don't. We have one. It's the JJ verse. Get over it and move on. Yeah. I mean, the Klingons still don't look like Klingons to me. I mean, although they did look cool. I thought so. Yeah. You know, but they're just not what we're used to. But this is 2014,
and they're pretty intimidating when
they are, aren't they?
When they're all like scared, like, oh man, I think they're Klingons, and then they meet them, and they just do that, like looking at them like, what you gonna do? Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I don't know Star Trek, but I know these dudes are bad. Yeah.
You know, it was nice, but. If it brings you guys together with your fandom, I mean, share it, explore it, and definitely sit down, talk about it. Go to our Facebook page, put something up there on there. I mean, just take what you can, what you have, and be happy that you have it, because some people don't get 2 or 3 shots at doing something.
Firefly.
Thank you. And that's exactly what I was talking about. You get this great movie. The show gets cut prematurely. We get this great movie, and now we ain't heard not a peep out of it. I had said this when it first came out. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 came out. And I'm like, I took my stepson at the time, me and him, I got the boys together. We're going to go see Star Wars. I want him to have the same experience. I remember, I'm telling you to this day, my father would not take me opening day to see Star Wars.
Oh, man.
I cried like a baby. I was only 7 years old. And every time a commercial came on, I'm like, Dad, please. Nah, one day. You're not going to lose your mind for not seeing the movie. Yeah, one day.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
Right? Oh, yeah. Right? At 7? Come on, man. I'm like, going ballistic. So then he takes us to the movies one day, and I'm just like, man, I don't go to the movies. Stupid movies. Double feature. I got to sit through 2 films. One film was called Stardusted or something like that. It's about this alien that finds this locket. Laser. That's what it was called Laser. And his arm becomes a laser. And he's killing things and shooting things, right? Wow. And in the middle of the movie, he sees this big boat coming soon, Star Wars, and he blows it away. And I'm like, oh, God, man. I can't believe my dad took me. I wanted to go see Star Wars. Second film kicks in. It's Star Wars. I go crazy. I didn't stop talking about that film for like 2 weeks, man. This was it. This was the all-time high.
In reality, it's 2014 and you're still talking about it.
I'm still talking about it.
You know what I mean? I mean, the first time that I've ever seen,
right.
And then the Millennium Falcon, that was it. For Christmas, it had to be Han Solo, Chewbacca, Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon, Mom, Millennium Falcon, Millennium Falcon. Finally got my Millennium Falcon. I still have it to this day, and I'm 44.
Oh, you still have it?
And they don't have all the pieces to it.
But still.
But it doesn't matter because I went out and got the new Millennium Falcon.
Oh, that's cool.
And it lights up and makes, oh my. Put it on the coffee table, the kitchen table.
It is your table.
Am I? Yeah, now it is. No, this is Mos Eisley right here. And get the kids away from it. You know what I mean? There it is, man. I mean, you know, you get this whole thing of fandom and you explore it and you get fueled by that one thing. The only thing, 1, 2, and 3 come out. My stepson looks at me. He's like, man, like, do you understand what this is? This is Star Wars. To me, the eye openers. Then I said, you know what? It's going to be big, but it's not going to be huge because of this particular whatever. And I said, everybody's going to flock to see 3 because everybody wants to see Anakin turn into Vader.
Yeah.
And we go through all these things, man, and all these box sets come out. He calls me up, yeah, I got this one in the all right. Now they're coming out again, a special edition.
Well, now they're coming out unaltered at last.
That's the.
I mean, I don't really care about them, but I know that that's like the main outcry from people. They want to see him.
Yeah.
Well, they want him on Blu-ray because I mean, I do have. Best Buy did release the original trilogy on DVD unaltered.
Really?
Yes, I do have them.
Oh.
They don't have the 5.1 surround sound. But they're unaltered.
Who really cares? They're Star Wars.
Exactly. And Han does shoot first.
Yes. That's one thing I did like.
Right. So now Disney wants to go back and redo them on Blu-ray.
But Blu-ray's the way of the future, right? I mean,
well, actually, Blu-ray is actually dying.
What?
There is a new format which I will get into later on another show.
Okay.
They're also, the new ultra high def is coming out. Netflix is playing with that idea.
Yeah.
They're basically saying everything that's new to be released on them has to be at least filmed in ultra high def. Because they're going to start streaming everything in ultra high def pretty soon because that's becoming the new standard.
That's the one that looks so real that it looks
and most
I hate that,
the
man.
curved screen. And you're right, I don't like it because it looks too ultra real.
Oh my god, I hate it.
If you look at it, it's like,
I can't look at this for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it looks so real. You can see like the hairs on
and the pores in their faces.
I don't want to see it like that, man. I want to see. I like the old grainy look from movies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why, I think Abrams is doing. He's going back to film.
Yeah.
Spielberg will do only film, as far as I know, unless he's reverted to digital. But there's something said about filming on film. It gives you that feeling of
Yeah.
You know what I like about JJ too? He's not doing all this CGI for his Star Wars movies.
And
he's using, but not as much as
right.
No, he's building full.
Yeah, full set.
Right, because part of the news I was going to say, someone over in England, they're filming the part of Star Wars movie in a public park right now, with bunkers. They look like old bunkers, kind of reminiscent of from A New Hope of the base.
Right.
Someone got smart. They took a drone.
And they got the Millennium Falcon.
And you see half the Falcon. You see,
I saw that pic.
There's there's 2 different videos now of this where they show in the picture you see like a X-wing covered in like blue tarp or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, now this drone comes up. And there's the Falcon's over on the right. You see an X-wing. Next bunker we see another X-wing. Over here there's other, and they started filming, showing people like running around. It looks like it's a military base. So going from the studio out, because Abrams is pretty good at getting security.
Oh yeah.
But then again, you got to take out like drones. I mean, whoever thought of using a drone to do this?
That's pretty smart, dude.
Pretty smart. So.
Well, you can't blame him.
I have to say when back to where you were talking about when you brought your stepson to see Star Wars, man. Mm. When I first found out that they were making the new Star Wars movie, I cried. I mean, I'm serious. And I didn't even. I was overwhelmed with joy, not because of me, not because of me, because of my son.
Yes.
Because I was like, he's gonna experience what I experienced.
That's what I was hoping.
Man, and it just filled my heart with joy, man.
Yeah.
And even my wife was like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "You just don't understand.
They don't get it.
You
They don't
get
it, do they?
There was no way that I could ever recreate this for him to understand until now.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go to take him to the movies next year or whenever it comes out, and he's gonna be able to understand it. He's gonna be able to sit there. He already loves Yoda, and he sits down with me and sees the Clone Wars and stuff like that. So, man, that was.
Yeah, it's a turning moment, isn't it?
Just for that, if I ever see JJ in person, I'll probably give him a kiss, man. I swear.
It's just something about your fandom being so passionate. It's just like I can still remember seeing when FX was bringing back Batman 1966.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be so cool. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch Adam West on the screen, and I'm gonna be like, and I'm like a little kid, and I'm like, yeah. So I wait for the day, and I'm counting it down. I'm like, oh, come on, it's finally on, and I'm like, I cannot believe I worship this man. What is this? What happened to Batman? I could not, as a little kid. This was supposed to be funny.
But here's the thing, though. It's now on Get TV. It's either Get or Antenna TV. My kids, they love that show.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, when's Batman coming on?
My son like that show too.
And there's something about it that kids love. So, I mean, I can see where, as kids, we were like, oh. I'm like, oh. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh.
Well,
are you kidding me?
Kids don't know what a bad special effect is.
Right.
So for them, when they see the pow, bam, and all the colors, they're like, wow.
Right.
That didn't freak me out. That didn't freak me out. It was the dialogue. The way he was talking, and the absurdity of what he was saying.
Holy bat sharks, man.
And I'm sitting there like, it's hitting my mind. It's like, dude, no, man, this is shattering your childhood. And I'm just like,
but I mean, he always had the exact thing he needed in his Bat utility belt.
You know what's crazy? I love, one of my favorite animated shows is Batman Brave and the Bold. And he's basically that. He's basically in animated form. And I absolutely love that scene.
And I couldn't stand it when it first came out.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is just so humiliating. And then I saw the end one of it where Batmite comes in and he starts ripping the show apart. He's like going...
So I guess this is the end.
Yeah, right? he's like, yeah, this show, we're going to get a real dark Batman, a real brooding Batman. This is what the fanboys want. And da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, man, that was me saying all those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they give us Beware of the Batman.
They show 6 episodes and then they cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, man.
There's your dark Batman right there.
Oh, my God. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. I mean, and sadly enough, for my birthday, my wife's like, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, oh, I don't care.
A good Batman animated series.
So we're going in the store, and my son's automatically, Dad, you're a big Batman fan. We found these multiverse Batman figures. I'm like, okay, I want Bane, and I want Batman. And my wife goes, look, I'll buy you this one. And I'm like, oh. Beware of the Batman. I have Beware of the Batman action figure at my house.
You should have told her, well, the title is saying Beware.
Well,
Beware
now,
to buy
in my set of Batman figures, this is the only, and they put them in there. And I think they did it just to screw with me. They put them in there, and to complete the set, I've got to have Beware of the Batman.
Oh, boy.
So I have them, and I just didn't take them out of the box. I put them right in my little box of collection.
No, man, I'm telling you, that whole Batman Brave and the Bold, every episode, man, you see characters that you've never seen in animated shows before.
I love that
true.
because Aquaman is played as this big, dopey,
like
hey, old chum.
Outrageous.
Yeah. And I'm looking at Fawcett, and I'm like, that's your boy.
Yeah.
And Boss is like, man,
shut up.
Stop, man. Don't do that.
I mean, but I liked it, and I mean, it's fun.
It's a great show. Me and my boys sit down and we'll watch that. And what I really would like is for them to go back and watch the X-Men Adventures show. Remember the old X-Men? That one. Not that new stuff. Because like my son will sit down and he'll watch that Spider-Man.
Oh.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
I don't know what it is. The one where he's the teenager with the other teenagers.
Yeah.
With Power Man as a teenager.
Yeah.
White Tiger as a teenager. And I'm like...
Yeah.
And of course they bring in Deadpool, and now I'm hearing Deadpool this, Deadpool that. I'm like, Deadpool cannot hold a candle to half the Marvel. I was like, what? Then again, here it is. We get one guy, he gets popular, and now we gotta bombard us with everything. And now I have this guy I work with. He has those safety belts.
Yeah.
He came in with a Star Wars one, right? So I'm thinking this guy must be cool. Star Wars belt, Comes in with a Deadpool belt. And I'm looking at him, I'm like...
not so much.
Your geek cred is...
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what's with the Deadpool one? He's just like, I don't know, my wife buys these for me. And I'm like, uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're a closet fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Move along.
He's embarrassed.
So...
You're not going to put him in the...
Yeah, man, I mean, if you're going to have your fandom man wear it.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of going to work one day, and a friend of mine, well, he's not a friend of mine, but
An acquaintance.
Acquaintance.
Yeah.
He wears a shirt. Everybody starts talking about, you know, t-shirts, and I'm like, what, you know, everybody each his own, you know, and I played off like that. Well, it starts getting bad, you know, that high schoolish, everybody starts to joke, whatever.
Oh boy.
And for the first time, I'm sitting there since high school. I don't say anything. I let the jokes fly, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, yeah. So I come home and I tell my wife what happened. She goes, "What's the matter with you?" They were saying some stuff about Fandom, and I didn't stick up for it. And she's like, "I'm really disappointed in you." For the first time in my life, I can honestly say, "You are not my husband. What is wrong with you?"
Oh man.
Damn.
And I was like,
I would have eaten him alive.
So you know what I did? I whipped out the Star Trek shirt. I'm going full nerd here. Whip out the Star Trek shirt,
I'm about
Delta
to Hulk
symbol
out,
on the
baby.
thing, USS Victory on the back of the shirt. Grab the hat with the call letters on it, and I'm like, I'm going to work today. And she's like, "Good luck," and I'm like, "I won't need luck.
They're gonna leave luck.
I'm not even gonna need it." So I walk in. No one says a word to me.
Are you serious?
Not one word all damn day. Not how good I look. Not even pointing out.
You're not necessarily the most. You don't
Yeah.
look like somebody you want to mess with.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a heavier gentleman.
And big,
You know what I'm saying? So-
like 6 foot something type big.
So they didn't say anything. So a couple days later, they all jump in. You know, they start. "Oh, pretty soon Carl's gonna be in his Batman shirt." And I was like, "Yeah, no, maybe not my Batman shirt. Maybe something a little bit more flamboyant, or something with a little cape on the end." And they're all like, "What?" I'm like, "That's what I do, man. I talk about this stuff. That's, I wear that stuff. I go to the conventions and
I love that.
And then they were all like, 'Oh, okay, man, that's cool.'" And then I walked away, and I was just like, "Well, just the other day,
Yeah.
where's the fight at? Now I want the fight, and now it's just like, okay, it's cool. No, don't even worry about it." So
Yeah, exactly.
to take it from the story, we wanted you guys to stand up for your fandom. I mean, you don't gotta, get into an argument with somebody about it, but stand up for it. Don't let people degrade you or take
Yeah,
away
because
something that you love.
We're all geeks about something. Those people that mess with us for liking comic books, they're football geeks.
Yeah.
They're basketball geeks. They're racing geeks. They're geeks about something else. They just don't. They're not smart enough to understand it. You know what I'm saying?
That too. I mean,
they
it
just,
takes especially.
you like comic books? You're stupid. Let's go watch football. Let's go do some fantasy football. Yeah, fantasy football is less geeky than reading comic books, right? You're an idiot.
I mean, at least we're doing something constructive with our time.
Exactly.
Next week we will be bringing you something cooked up by the Asgardian Windhammer.
Yeah.
His topic, his show type deal. So we will see you all then, and enjoy your fandom.
I haven't watched Firefly either.
Oh no!
Or Serenity.
Oh! Oh!
Send all the hate mail to Cosmic Portal 2.0 on Facebook.
Should I dare mention mine?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Oh,
The Hatter is going to open a can of worms.
Oh no!
Should I?
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
Out of all the movies I have not seen, the one I have not seen and really don't really want to see. I've seen my favorite part, the one part that matters. E.T.
How could you have not? Oh my God! How could you have not seen E.T.?
Easy.
1,000 souls just died right now.